The Basilica of the Holy House, a Marian shrine located in Loreto, Italy, known for enshrining the Holy House, in which the Blessed Virgin Mary is believed to have lived. We are told that this house inside of the building, flown over to Loreto from Nazareth by angels, flying palaces to new locations, is exactly what we're reading right here. So I have to ask, what happened here where we all live today? It's not sounding so basic after all. Are we sure that we know the whole story? Are you ready to open your mind even further? Who occupied all of these structures all over the world? Massive structures that look so out of place today. We take our knowledge a step further, understanding that angels were possibly getting involved, embedded into our historical narratives, within construction stories, a situation, a narrative, that we have now seen multiple times within our research. Angels getting involved all over the world. We also get the replacing the original nod, as well as the consumed in fire nod within the same sentence. So we know that this place is right up our alley. When we go inside, we get to see the Holy House, the same exact house that was supposedly being flown by angels, showing that there was a group of people here before all of us, a civilization that fully understood construction and were capable of so much more than just riding around on a donkey and living in wooden sheds, going to the bathroom in their front lawns. This is elite construction, elite technology, showing that the history that we've all been told has massive holes in it. There was a clear understanding of how to put a palace together before we all showed up, and this knowledge was worldwide. Like we have shown time and time again on this channel, there are numerous artistic depictions in and around the Holy House of flying angels carrying this house all the way to this location, where I now have to ask the question, did angels build this thing? We have seen this before in Lalibela, where they got more than a little help from angels, where they came in on the night shift and helped to complete churches. Again, this is the house that Mary, the mother of Jesus, is believed to have lived in. And I think I've said this a lot in the past, but there's always some that need me to say it again. We are just researching here and trying to grow our knowledge of the past with the resources and information that is available to us. And we have learned a lot to this point by simply asking questions and connecting things that we've seen before, connecting patterns and the rest. You can always think whatever you'd like, but if there is information that tells us that angels were here and carried and possibly constructed palace-like structures, I'm going to let you know about it. It would be one thing if this was a one-off. One thing if it's just in one religion's narrative. The thing is it's everywhere. Angels being involved in constructing palaces would be shocking. It would change everything about what we know about this place. It would give this place that we all live an extremely deeper meaning, showing that these so-called myths may not be so mythical after all. When we go to Mecca, Saudi Arabia, and we see the Kaaba, we are told that this is the holiest shrine in Islam. We also get the reconstruction story again, but yet again, we are told within a separate religion that the initial structure was built by the angels. Allah instructed the angels to build the Kaaba. After its construction, the angels revolved around it. I also understand that these stories could just be made up. The thing is that something happened here. Someone built these structures, and these structures are beyond what we're being told about in History 101. The structures are so out of place, and people that are born hundreds of years later, us, we intuitively understand that they are important without having any backstory at all. Sharing this information is what we are doing, adding a possibility to the table that the local legend may be filled with more truth than what is being written within our textbooks The fact of the matter is that somebody constructed these palaces. We can all go inside of them. And we're all at the point of trying to figure out how they all got here. Who built them? Where did this knowledge go? Why does it not fit in at all with the cowboys and Indians stories? Why did we go from palaces in every continent to dirt roads, donkeys incorporated, hammers and chisels with porta potties in the backyard? What happened? Did angels really assist in the construction that we all see today? Palaces that are now taken over and used to rule over us. Is this what's going on? You tell me. One thing is for sure. We are learning more and more by the episode. We are gaining more and more knowledge as a community, connecting dots, adding people that hold different skill sets, different knowledge, all coming together with different viewpoints, all to figure out what really happened here, the truth. I am going to try and blow your mind today. We are just getting started. Welcome to episode 91 of my lunch break. I hope you're all having a great day, and if you're new, welcome. And I want to thank all of our sponsors over on Patreon. Thank you to FlatEarthDave.com. You can check out his app, the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac app. I'll put the link right in the description. And you can use my referral code, MLB. If you click the Tartaria button, you'll see the My Lunch Break playlist right here. The app is awesome. Thank you to Rebecca Kay, Christopher Arietta, The Lady Lacey Show, David and Sherry Ferguson, Edwin Johnson, Chuck Templeton, Joy Lee, Stephanie Nolan, The Burlesons, Suez KC, Dan Woodall, Dale, DJ Clicktrack, Edward and Brianna, Jacob Law, Jim Ribley and Christine Duggan, Kyle Glascock, BKTFnews.org, Regna Saturna, Dendries NL, Juana Mesher, G Power, Natalie Shippenoff, Amberson EMC, HK Sue, Isaac Wright, Melissa Edgar, Biggles, Clayton Lamar, Ultimus Maximus, Noble Task Homestead, John Adams, Easy and Whitney, Roberts O'Zolins, Crypto Scugo, Rick Tapkey, Blake, Billy Prater, The Phoenix Art, The Arnolds, Attila Power, VKH Bonner, Bell's Clarions for God, Forbidden Gecko Love, Justin Grobner Grubb, Leah Strong, Peter Batani, Dakota Dunn, Eric Martinez, Ivan Apoctoli, Jim Bro, Edwin Rice, Helmut, Charles Kruger, Glenn Gunderson, EggardT-shirts.com, Meta, Jason Hochberg, Marie C, ValleyMedicinals.com, Kyle Logan, Alina and Chris the IT Guy, Ron Mower, David and Irene, Michael Dingyu, Patriot Armory, Tom O'Hara, Wayne T, Michael D. Connor, William Royal, C3SCOB, Ancient Tallow, Jeffrey Temple, SonyaDane.com, Thad Luop, James Alt, Bucksui, Jason Prest, Suki Warrior, We the People, Miggs, Miss Rex's Murphy, Mark Chapman, Muji and Declan, Ariana Oates, Jenica Joyce, Nathan Burba, Ski, Codrenth, Mousy Mouse Cheese Records, The Sovereign, Beacon of Truth, Dax, Liberty's Arborist, Thomas Thorpe Peterson, Zinger Coffee and Tea, Natasha C, K Moore, DevlinMcGregor.com, Don Gaston, Frizz Tickle, Charlie, Miss Fox, Diamond Jewel, David Rauschenbach, Emily Maryland, Felipe, Curious Cat, TheGoldenTeacher.co, Lisa Boutwell, Anna Valdez, Mike D, etc., Dan McGee, Leslie Filer, Festive Trev, Debrayus, Eddie McCollum, Lori Hedvig Johnson, Vince Marino, Shiba Shaba in the Darkness. You guys are all awesome and helping this channel out a lot. One of the most incredible structures in the world today is the Chra Cathedral, located 50 miles southwest of Paris, France. Constructed yet again in the 1200s, and yet again told that it stands on the same exact site of at least 5 cathedrals that have occupied this exact same site. A very clear nod, repeating narratives all over the world. This is the 5th one, and then stands on Romanesque basements We all know about the basements at this point. Episodes 72 and 78. Catacombs underneath the churches, generating an energy connecting with the bones underneath the floor. These buildings are so much more than what we are told and expand throughout the entire city underground. We have shown this. So what happened to the previous 4 churches? Did you know about this pattern 5 years ago? Did you know that it was all over the world? Did you know that every single one of these structures from the old world held the exact same narrative? When did we all learn about this knot? That at least 5 cathedrals have stood on this site, each replacing an earlier building, damaged by war or fire. The year 743, the church was finally mentioned in text. If you can go and visit this thing, I suggest doing that as soon as possible. The year 1020, fire damages the cathedral. The year 1094, fire destroys much of the city and a large part of the cathedral. Again, rebuilding it no problem at all 1,000 years ago. It's ridiculous. Just do a little fundraising in 1094 and we're all back in business. Until, of course, 1507 comes around when the North Tower is damaged by fire. I personally believe, and have said this in the past, I believe that the more fire that is thrown into the story, I believe, the bigger the treasure. 1836, fire destroys the roof beams and roof. And then this group is here to save the day yet again. Just take a look at this thing for a minute. Look at the griffin right here. The detail is insane. It's so obvious at this point that what we are being told about our past is missing a massive civilization, or civilizations, that were extremely advanced and their work lasts forever. Our history is important because it proves that where we live is so much more in depth, it has so much more meaning than what we're being told. Purposely chopping off the heads of these individuals in the middle. We have seen this so many times. Hiding what people used to look like, in my opinion. It would change everything. We've seen where the heads go rolling down the hill from a picky earthquake. We just need 50 meters of crushed stone way up on that mountain, 7,000 feet in the air. What would we do without that crushed stone 2,000 years ago? This story is ridiculous, where the statues, each over 9 meters tall, have all been damaged by earthquakes. But these were no ordinary earthquakes. These were the earthquakes that would chop the heads off of statues from 2,000 years ago. Extremely picky earthquakes that just wanted the heads. All documented. No, of course it's not. Where the earthquakes took their stone heads and sent them rolling down the hillside. Or did someone go in there and remove the heads? But the arms and the legs are perfectly fine. So what are they hiding here? There's angels depicted all over this thing. I don't believe this is just art. I think there is enough evidence at this point that angels were here. I don't believe that they just accidentally construct statues of people with wings in so many different continents 1,000 years ago. All on accident, with more statues' heads removed here down at the bottom. A clear attack on our true past, over and over. Again, right here. Look at this thing. How many arms and legs do you see that got removed from this depiction? And then count how many heads. They are removed all over this thing. Was there another type of being here that we aren't supposed to see? We can see that the angels are here yet again in the middle. I do see a hand chopped off here in the center, where you have to ask, was he holding something of significance? Because the guy next to him is holding a box. So it seems like they both might have been holding something. And then the entire group down here got their heads taken. So there's something to this for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 heads on the right. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the left. Is this by accident? I don't believe so. In the middle here, above the building structure, his head is also gone. This is so odd in my opinion. This is something that we definitely need to keep in mind for the future. Or if you're going to one of these buildings, something to look for. The first row of people here, all the way around the center. They are all angels. Every single one of them are angels. There's like 30 angels depicted here. All by mistake? I don't believe that's a mistake one bit. This is incredible. If you see anything of significance that I'm missing, please let me know in the comments. Incredibly detailed construction that lasts forever, all from the old world, and is now in our world, a place that we can all go and see. This was being constructed 1,000 years ago with multiple reconstruction projects. Getting it fixed up, no problem at all. Just a little bowling alley fundraiser gets you back on track. And then we're all told that we are evolving and advancing. Could you imagine? All right, everybody, we've done a lot of evolving and advancing lately. In fact, it's been 1,000 years. So we're gonna put one of these together in Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, a palace is on the way. Could you imagine? No, I couldn't imagine, which is showing that we're not evolving and we're not advancing. But this happened all the time before we all got here. There is no progressing going on. Clearly, we are going backwards. And I believe that this is all by design. We are given technology back. Technology that has all been here before. This place that we all live seems like it had things here. Things that don't look like us at all. We've seen it over and over again. Whether it was from text or statues, like we have all over this structure. There are so many depictions of people with faces that are on their stomach, individuals with horns, horses that fly. And I gotta be honest with you, I have no idea where we are or what has been here. The further that I go into this research, the more that we find. At this point, I personally have to look at this structure. I have to trust what it's depicting more than what someone wrote 25 years ago. The ones that constructed this were, in my opinion, depicting what they knew about the world that they lived in. Angels all over the place. Women marrying, or at least together, with individuals with horns. And what is this guy doing with his hand? I think I've seen that gesture before. And then we get a floor pattern inside. Clearly, it's a technology that we all thought was just a nice addition to the place, where it is thought that the bishop would dance through the labyrinth with parishioners as a part of a religious ritual. Rituals going on inside of the structure. Things happening today that a lot of us don't understand. And then we enter them freely, uneducated as to what is actually going on or has gone on. We do not understand the true purpose of this place that we live by design. And I'm gonna say it again. Not every one of these places are used for this, but some clearly are. Used in multiple continents. It's a technology for sure, from the old world. And not all technology from the old world is good. Rituals to honor the spirits. The Chinese use them to keep time in ceremonial rituals. What is a ritual, you might ask? I'm not going to get into it too far, but we all know that there are some rituals out there that have been depicted for a very long time. Offerings, sacrifice, something that has been going on for a very long time. And I'm just going to move on at this point, but you get the idea. I think this would be a great time to thank all of our badge members, all of our Patreons, and every single subscriber, and everybody who likes the episodes. And it's also a great time to make sure that you're all subscribed on Rumble, X, Rockfin, Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify. I may release an episode that is exclusive to certain platforms. If you want, I'll be able to go a little deeper. Let me know in the comments. The Church of the Resurrection, which we have discussed, palaces from the old world that are still here today. We are told it was built on the site that Jesus was crucified and buried. And we know this part. We've talked about it. But did we know that some stories suggest that angels appeared to Constantine the Great's mother, Saint Helena, and guided her to the site where the church was to be built? And then we're told that the angels are just symbolic. Right. Yet another account of angels getting involved. And I want to know your opinion, because I want to know at this point, is it more believable that a guy with no power tools built this? Or is it possible that there may have been assistance, like we are being told and shown through depictions right on the buildings? The Santiago de Compostella Arch Cathedral Basilica, located in Spain. It is said to have been built with the help of angels, according to local legend, not History 101 written by Steve the Know-It-All in the front row. Of course, no offense to all the Steves out there. The Apostle St. James, his remains were yet again transported to the site by angels. Later, when the cathedral was being built over his tomb, angels, just like we have shown over and over, believed to have provided assistance to the previous civilization, the Old World, yet again providing assistance to the workers to construct a palace-like structure that lasts forever, and yet again has depictions of those angels all over it, on the outside of the building as well as the inside. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I'll be back very soon with much more. See ya.